Hello and welcome. Happy Tuesday. I am Sandra, and at It's All About Choices. And every Tuesday, I have the pleasure of dishing out your weekly dose of nutrition, wellness news for your mind and your body and your soul. And I hope that everybody had a wonderful 3 day weekend. Some people had a 3 day weekend, and I hope that your day is going well so far. And those of you who are tuning in live with me, I thank you for tuning in with me live every Tuesday. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your engagement, and I continue to pray that this is helpful and value added for your life and for your family. And for those who are listening to the replay, I thank you for tuning in as well. And again, taking that time out to just get some wellness news, some self care, a little bit of time for yourself. And so today we are going to continue on this series of falling in love with your heart. And with this series is all about protecting your heart and keeping it strong and adding back years to your life. And today we are talking specifically about cholesterol, okay, and how it impacts us, and what do we need to do to add those years back to our life. And so cholesterol increases your risk of heart disease and heart attacks. We know that obvious. Medications can help improve your cholesterol levels, but most of us would rather not get on medications, right? In the first place, we want to try to make the lifestyle changes. We want to try to improve our cholesterol levels, which, if you have a good doctor, they'll usually give you 3 months to give that a try before they introduce medications. And so, in this final week, we are going to talk about 5 lifestyle changes that will improve your cholesterol levels, your heart health, and your weight, and hence adding back years to your life. And so, for those who do not know me, my name is Sandra Goldtree, and I am a registered dietitian. I'm also a certified personal trainer, and I am your accountability partner. And pulling from a variety of leading edge weight loss and lifestyle strategies, I help adults integrate healthier eating habits into their daily lifestyle. And so the goal is to build lifestyle changes that last, not any band aids, not any short term fixes. We want to address the total body to make sure we are not solving one problem to create another problem. All right. And so we are continuing on the motto for 2023, breaking those strong, well, break actually 2022 was breaking the strong food holes. And in 2023, we are extending that to creating a lifestyle of self care, because that is so very important just in stress management and just in all the complexities of our life that we're dealing with. And so as we are going through all of this, if you all would chime in, say hello to me, let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm gonna get my window set up so that when you all respond to me, I am able to respond back in real time and even say your name. So I do like to have active feel, okay? And so I see some people tuning in. So please share with me your name and where you're tuning in from, and just saying hello to me. And we are going to kick things off. And I'm going to ask, because I always have a poll question as I see people tuning on. I always have a poll question. So is this a relatable topic? Okay, so respond if you have high cholesterol, or maybe you know somebody with high cholesterol levels, or maybe you've just been told that your levels are elevated, or are you on meds? Okay, because sometimes it's a new, like your new levels, your levels are just now becoming high, and but maybe you're not officially on medications yet. So chime in if you have high cholesterol. Maybe you've just been told it's elevated. Your labs are showing that they're trending up, and the doctor's made some recommendations to try to correct it with lifestyle changes, either losing weight and changing your eating habits. And then if you are officially on meds, say that you are on meds. And even if you're on meds, you still want to manage it. Okay. You don't want to have multiple meds for one condition. So you still want to have a lifestyle change, healthy weight, healthy eating habits as well, to minimize the amount of meds that is required. All right. And so let's jump in. Let's jump in. So we're going to talk about the top 5 lifestyle changes that will improve your cholesterol, heart health, as well as your weight. And so I'm all about adding years back to your life. There's a lot of simple things we can do with food and lifestyle, self-care, that can really make you feel better and just make this life journey a lot easier for you. And so number one, heart healthy foods. Okay. Eating heart healthy foods. And so there are a few changes that you can make to reduce your cholesterol levels, improve your heart health. For instance, reducing your saturated fats. Okay, so saturated fats are primarily found in the fattier cuts of red meat or full fat dairy products. Okay, so that doesn't mean you have to cut out red meat. That does not mean you should cut out dairy. Each of those and the lean sources and the low fat versions have its place. And so you cut those out, and that because these tend to raise your total cholesterol. Okay, when you have the full fat dairy and the fattier cuts of red meat, so you want to decrease your consumption of saturated fats so that you can reduce your, I call your lousy LDL, your lousy cholesterol, which is LDL, and that's your bad cholesterol. You want to eliminate, number two, you want to eliminate trans fat. Now, this is something you want to truly eliminate. Okay, trans fat is sometimes, though, you have to look at the ingredient list because by law, a manufacturer can say a food has no trans fat in it if it's zero point 0.5 or less milligrams. Okay, so you want to check the ingredient list and look for partially hydrogenated vegetable oil. So if you see anything on the ingredient list, which is usually low on the or at the bottom of the ingredient list, partially hydrogenated vegetable oils. And so trans fat is man-made. First of all, it's man-made. It takes a healthy oil, which is liquid at room temperature, goes through its processing, and it turns it into a solid oil at room temperature. And so therefore you find this in highly processed foods, usually your baked goods, some crackers, some cakes. But by law, the FDA has mandated that a lot of trans fat is pulled out of foods because of the direct link to heart disease. So it extends the shelf life. Okay. So if you wonder why stuff can sit on the shelf for years before it expires, that's part of the reason why. So it's definitely not a whole food, which is not in its natural state. And this, so it's something that is, like I said, man-made. So you definitely want to cut that out as much as possible by looking at both the nutrition facts label and then also look at the ingredients just as a checks and balance to ensure that is not in there. Okay, usually you'll see it in things like margarines and things like that. But again, it's lower on the ingredient list, so it's not high. So it just kind of depends on your overall eating pattern. And number three, you want to reduce your omega 3s. Okay, your omega 3s. So omega 3s don't lower your LDL, but they have other heart health benefits, okay, including reducing your blood pressure, lowering your triglycerides, which is another marker that goes into your cholesterol panel. And so foods rich in omega-3s, which include wild-caught salmon, mackerel, herring. You have plant-based versions of it too, such as your walnuts and and flax seeds and things like that. However, again, your marine sources are gonna is more absorbable in your body. So having a mix though of the plant-based and the marine-based omega-3s, then you're doing good and you're hitting it from all angles. Okay. Increase your soluble fiber. Okay, so this is important. So soluble fiber can reduce the absorption of cholesterol into your bloodstream. And so soluble fiber is found in such foods as like your oatmeal, beans, Brussels sprouts, apples, pears, so various foods. So again, eating around the plate, make sure you have five food groups and heart healthy fats, as well as eating different foods within the food group. So you want to have different grains, you want to have different fruits, you want to have different vegetables. And season is an easy way to get that variety. But the more variety you have, you'll get the different vitamins and minerals and different forms of fiber and different forms of plant phytochemicals and things like that. So you don't have to know what one food has a lot in it or what one food has it in it. If you eat around the plate, you're going to get what your body's going to get what it needs over the course of the day and the week. And then whey protein is another good source. So whey protein. So this protein, which is found in it's actually found in low fat and fat free dairy products, and it accounts for many of the health benefits attributed to dairy. Okay, so this is another area where almond milk falls short. That's because that's a very popular choice for a replacement for dairy because it's not considered a true dairy substitute. So there's a lot of things missing. It's made from almonds. So you actually lose the fiber and you lose some of the protein when it's liquefied to make it in a liquid format or milk format. So again, I always recommend just have the whole almonds. Okay, dairy has its place despite what you hear. So we are talking about the top 5 changes that will help improve your heart health, your cholesterol levels, and your weight. And so that we just went over some of the things about eating heart healthy. Okay. And so, any questions or comments, do not hesitate to chime in on that. And so, now let's talk about number two. Number two, and also feel free to share what are some of those areas that we just talked about. Where do you feel like you need to increase? So, do you, or do more of, or do less of? Do you need to reduce your saturated fats? Okay. Are you eating a lot of meat with skin on it? Are you eating a lot of fatty cuts of meats? Are you eating a lot of full fat dairy? So, what are some ways that you think you need to reduce your saturated fats? Or do you eat a lot of processed foods, highly processed foods, where you need to eliminate trans fat? Or do you need to increase your omega-3s? Because maybe you don't eat a lot of salmon or omega-3 rich foods. Or do you need to increase your fiber? That's a big one because especially if you're someone who cuts out grains or maybe reduces fruit or things like that, or just eat the same vegetables, the same fruits all the time. So you want to make sure that you have that variety. And then again, the whey protein is going to come from your dairy and things like that. So maybe most people need to include that. You only need 2 servings of it, really 3 servings of it. 8 ounces of low fat milk, the yogurt container, the low fat or fat free yogurt, and then there's reduced fat cheese. That's all you need. And that does a lot for your body. So, number 2, so share with me. I would love to look at your comments. So I'll look for your comments as they come through. And so number 2, exercise on most days of the week and increase your physical activity. Okay. So of course we hear this all the time, but we must reiterate it and reiterate it and reiterate it. So exercise can and will improve your cholesterol levels. Moderate exercise can help raise your happy, which I call your happy or your good cholesterol levels, which is your HDL. So you want that high. And with your doctor's okay, you should work out at least, this is the minimum, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And you can do this in 10-minute bouts if you don't have 30 minutes, but eventually make that a priority. Self care, make that a priority to get those 30 minutes in. For many, doing it first thing in the morning is best. Or if you're just not a morning person and your weekends, I mean, your evenings are not unpredictable, then do it in the evenings, but get it in or even 20 minutes of vigorous aerobic activity 3 times a week. So that's kind of comparable to doing the moderate exercise 3 days for 5 days a week for 30 minutes. So it just kind of depends on your level of endurance, okay? And build up to that. So adding physical activity and like I said, even short 10-minute intervals several times a day can help you to begin to get your cholesterol levels in check, get your heart stronger and healthier, and to begin losing weight. Again, provided that the eating is on point. Okay. So taking a brisk walk during your lunch, aim for a 15-minute mile. It's great to get 10,000 steps. Many people do that. They have the pedometer. However, if you're not at a heart healthy cardio fat burning pace when you're walking, then you're not really getting the cardio benefits that we need. Okay. Ride your bike, playing your favorite sport. So whatever exercise that you enjoy doing that you will stay consistent with and you look forward to doing is going to work the best. So as long as it's cardio in nature, okay? Stay motivated, stay accountable, find a buddy, join an exercise group. I'm a big fan of group programs because that one kind of keeps you accountable as you meet people, and two, you're at least being led by a trainer that's going to make sure that you're getting by the time, if especially if you're going to that same to some kind of class several days a week, you will get a total body workout. You will have that cross training that you need, not just all cardio or all weights, or you will get the cross training that you need. Okay. And so all of that being said, where do you feel you need most support? Okay. Do you need support with including or being more mindful of heart healthy foods and where they come from and how to incorporate those each and every day? Do you need to incorporate more, get more consistent with exercise or even start exercise or both? You know, for some people, they're both, but I would say pick one. You know, don't go through the whole, don't try to take on the whole enchilada. You know, pick one that resonates with you most, that's burning with you most, that you feel like, oh, I really need to do this, or I've been wanting to do this. And then that is will get you on the road to improving your cholesterol levels. And not just that, blood pressure, sugar levels, weight loss, overall health as well, sleeping better, all of it. All right. And so now we're going to just continue dishing out number about 3 more. We got 3 more tips for lifestyle changes. And number 3, quit smoking. Okay, so if you are a smoker, quitting smoking improves your good cholesterol or your HDL significantly, and the benefits occur quite quick. Okay, and I found this really, really impactful. It doesn't take a long time. Within 20 minutes of quitting, your blood pressure and your heart rate recovers from that cigarette induced spike. Okay, so that's really quick. Within 3 months of quitting, your blood circulation and lung functions begin to improve. Okay, and then within a year of quitting smoking, your risk of heart disease is cut in half of that of a smoker. So it doesn't take long, okay, to improve that. So these are some really good stats for someone. If you know that somebody's a smoker, that's some, maybe some encouraging to help them to stop or give them a reason to think about stopping. All right. And number four, another obvious one, lose weight. We hear that a lot, lose weight, lose weight. But carrying extra weight, which is different for different people, contributes to high cholesterol. So small changes add up. So just losing 5% of whatever your current body weight is will do wonders for your heart, okay, for heart health, okay? And of course, more, 10% gets you even more health benefits, but 5%, I've seen blood pressures go from elevated to normal. I've seen sugar levels improve, going from, you know, high fastings to normal fasting. So it is amazing what just 5% of your current body weight will do. And then if you drink sugary beverages, switch more to tap water, okay? Or coffee that's not loaded with sugar and cream, or even teas that's not loaded with sugar. And of course, if it's decaf, it's even better. But if it's caffeinated, then we just have to put some limits on that. Snack on whole foods, such as popcorn, or you can even get the 100-calorie bags. Okay, you don't always have to get it in the air popper, pretzels, but track your calories. Okay, because everybody has a different amount of calories that they need. And for my women, everybody's not 1,200 calories, so that's kind of a common denominator. For many women, that's too low. And that's probably why you're hungry and craving and not losing weight. So if you crave something sweet, there's sherbets, there's frozen fruit like cherries and mangoes and grapes. They freeze very well, and they can help keep that sugar craving at bay. So just give it a try. Give it a try. And I enjoy eating them I enjoy eating them frozen as well. And don't forget last week's topic we talked about dark chocolate. So that is something that you can add into your mix to kind of give you that sweet. If you're not ready to go, if you're used to milk chocolate, and you're not used to accustomed to having dark chocolate, I always recommend maybe starting at 60% cacao versus going to 70 or higher, because it just kind of takes a little training of the palate to get used to that. But if you're doing 60, that's better than milk chocolate. So it's kind of gradually get yourself there. But the key is eating in balance and having adequate enough. So you want to make sure that you limit your dark chocolates about 1.5 ounces per day, because it is rich in calories and it is rich in fats as well. So you want to, and some saturated fats as well. So you don't want to cut out saturated fats, but you do want to limit it. So you just want to be mindful of the portions, okay? And then again, you want to promote, even if you have one pound a week, okay? I know a lot of diets, they want to lose 5 pounds a week, but you don't want to feel like you're on a diet. You don't want to feel deprived. You don't want it water weight. You don't want it muscle. You want it real weight, and you want to understand how to keep it off. So that's what's key, because it adds up. Because if that's 1 pound, even 1.5 pounds, it adds up. When you get to 10 pounds, if you have the right backing and the right knowledge and education behind it, then that's 10 pounds that's not coming back. That vicious yo-yo cycle will go away. And that will, you will see your blood pressure lower if you're somebody who needs to monitor your blood pressure. You will see your fasting sugar levels lower if you're monitoring that. And then over about a 3-month period of time, that's usually when doctors will rerun labs, you will see a difference in your cholesterol levels as well. So trust me, every little bit helps. And you want to do it, like I said, you don't ever want to feel like you're on a diet when you're trying to lose weight. You want to enjoy, and you got to give room for being human, because everything's not going to go perfect all the time. Okay. And so, are you surprised to hear how fast your heart health can improve after someone stops smoking? Okay. And so I see some people still chiming in, and feel free to say hello to me. But what we talked about with smoking is within 20 minutes of quitting, your blood pressure and your heart rate can recover from that induced spike from the cigarettes. And then within 3 months, your circulation and lung function begins to improve. And within a year, your risk of heart disease cuts in half of that of a smoker. So a lot of profound effects just by stopping. And it doesn't take a long time, adding years to your life. So very, very, very powerful. All right. And so lifestyle change number 5. Oh, I see some comments. Hey, sis. See one of my clone sisters on. Let me see if I click to another window and I can see who it is, but it doesn't look like I can. Oh, here we go. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? I appreciate she comes on regularly, so I am very appreciative of that. So share this with your friends, share this with your family. Awesome. And number 5, we're talking about alcohol. So drink alcohol in moderation. So you notice I didn't say you got to cut it out. there is a such thing as heart healthy drinking in moderation. Okay, so there is truth to that. Only if you somebody who drinks. Okay, so if you don't drink, do not start drinking thinking that it's going to give you some health benefits. So you do not need to start in order to get some health benefits. These are for those who currently have alcohol in their lifestyle. Moderate drinking or moderate use of alcohol has been linked with higher levels of the good cholesterol, HDL, but the benefits aren't strong enough to recommend alcohol for somebody who doesn't drink. So that's why I say if you don't drink, don't start. Now, if you do, doing so in moderation. And so, what does that mean? Because people don't understand what moderation means. So, moderation is 1 drink a day for women and 2 drinks a day for a man. Okay, so basically, it's all about the enzymes that break down alcohol in our body. Men have more of it naturally than women, so it doesn't have anything to do with your alcohol tolerance level or what you think your alcohol tolerance level is. But a drink is around 4 to 5 ounces of wine, a 12-ounce beer, or 1 ounce of liquor. Okay, liquor, distilled liquor, and so again, 1 drink for a woman, 2 drinks for a man. It does not mean that you get to queue it up and have them all on the weekend and have 10 drinks. So that's so that's not how it works. It's like vacation. For some people, if you don't use it, you lose it. So think about it like that. So it's moderation per day. It doesn't queue up to where you can have it all on the weekend and then it balances out. So just kind of give you an ideal. So, but again, it can provide some heart health benefits in moderation because too much alcohol can lead to health problems, including high blood pressure, heart failure, and strokes and things like that. Okay. And it can also affect your weight as well. Okay. And so let's go back to the next topic. And so, what are some areas that so are you a moderate drinker by definition? Would you consider yourself a moderate drinker? So that means not that much, meaning you're less than 1 drink a day. Okay, you may do it once a week or something like that. Have a drink a week, or you're just about right. You know, some people they have their wine down. They have a glass of wine to wind down from the day, or they have something like that to kind of detox or unwind. I don't say detox, but like I say, unwind for the day, and that's perfectly fine if it's in moderation. Okay, or you're working on it. Okay, working on it means okay, you're more than the 1 drink if you're a woman, 2 drinks if you're a man, and maybe you still drink on the weekends too. So again, you want to kind of have it to where you don't lose the health benefits that's involved with the because you have some cultures like Italians where they have wine with their dinner every single day. So again, moderation. Okay, so it's a way to make it fit. A way to make it fit. So, what is the big takeaway message here? So, the big takeaway is um, sometimes healthy lifestyle changes aren't enough. Sometimes it's not enough to lower your cholesterol levels, but you definitely want to do your due diligence. Okay, you want to do your due diligence in making the 5 lifestyle changes because they will make a difference. Okay, cholesterol is one of those things that sometimes genetics is genetics. There's nothing you can do about it. However, I like to rule that as a last resort, okay? Especially if you know you're someone who doesn't exercise regularly and effectively, okay? Just because we walk the dog or we do 10,000 steps, that doesn't necessarily mean that that is effective. So we want to make sure that it's effective exercise. And then making sure that you are truly getting the nutrients that your body needs. If you're cutting out food groups or you have foods that you're avoiding, there's a strong possibility that you are stripping foods from your eating plan that your body needs and can thrive on and can help lower your blood pressure. Or excuse me, your in this case cholesterol. So just want to make sure that's where working with a personal trainer is helpful. That's where, or taking group classes, because at least and they can help you to get a cross training going on. That's where working with a dietitian can help. You want to have a healthcare team. Sometimes you need a psychologist. Sometimes we need a mental health counselor to help with the self care pieces and help you with balance and help you with stress management. So all of these things come together. So don't feel like you got to do everything by yourself. We always feel like we have to do everything on our own, but there are people who specialize in different areas for a reason. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of it. Look at your insurance. See if you have that stuff available to you. And you especially if you're with a company that has a strong wellness program. Okay, promotion of wellness, health promotion. And like I say, we don't always have to fall victim of our genetics. Okay, I fell into that situation, but believe you me, I did all that I could from an eating perspective, from an exercise perspective, from a lifestyle perspective, before I did get the diagnosis of essential hypertension, which is no known cause. It's likely genetics because it does run in my family line. But I avoided getting on meds as long as I possibly could until I realized that it was becoming counterproductive, and I was now doing more harm than good. However, I still had to make the lifestyle changes. I still have to maintain the 20 pounds that I needed to lose because I don't want to take 3 and 4 pills to maintain it. So I want to keep it on a low dose, and I want to keep things under control so that it does not become a problem for me later in life. So again, like I said, we want to make sure that we do our part, we do our due diligence. And if you have a good doctor, like I said, they will, a lot of times they'll say, hey, 3 months. They give you 3 months, make the lifestyle changes. They'll usually say lose the weight and change your eating habits. That's usually the advice you get. But you have to follow up with the right healthcare team and the right support team to implement that, okay? Because you don't want to do it in a way that causes other problems, okay? All righty. So I want to share with you though, what is the first step? What is the first step to learning how to change your eating habits, to learn how to eat around the plate, to incorporate more whole foods into your healthy, into your lifestyle where it's fun? Okay, how do you do that? And so here's a start. You can download my 5-day meal plan of clean eating. And when I say clean eating, it's more eating foods in its whole state, not cutting out and eliminating, just eating things more in its natural state and learning how to season it and spice it up and make it taste well with other natural foods as well. And it's fun eating, and it's designed to help boost your energy levels. It will jumpstart your weight loss, especially if you eat out a lot, or maybe you don't eat enough, you snack a lot, you graze a lot. And so this plan will introduce you to some heart healthy recipes. So these are recipes of meals and snacks for 5 full days throughout for 3 meals and a few snacks to help guide you. They're easy meals, they're fast meals, and you have an itemized grocery list as well. So it'll kind of guide you step by step on what to do. So definitely take advantage of it. It's free. And I'm gonna put this in the chat as well. Let's see here. Okay, I put this in the chat so you guys can actually click on it and get the information. And I will put it in this one as well. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And so don't hesitate to ask any questions, give me any comments. If you want to update on this thread, I monitor it. So definitely feel free if something comes up later to let me know. And so this concludes what I have for your weekly dose of your mind, your body, and your soul. And I'm Sandra, your RDN, and I thank you for listening. And again, it's all about creating a lifestyle of self-care for 2023. And as a result of that, you will continue to work on breaking those food strongholds that we were attacking in 2022. And next week, I will air an up close and personal segment. And this is an opportunity for you to hear from real people, and they can share their personal testimonies and their powerful stories. So you'll see that you are not alone. You'll probably see yourself in what we have next week. Next week, I'm featuring Andrea Collins. And her story is titled How She Finally Boosted Her Energy Levels. She jump-started her weight loss of 13 pounds while she was working a stressful job, and she traveled despite she used to constantly feel sluggish throughout the day. She was struggling at a weight loss plateau. She was stuck at the same weight for about a year, and she was going to Orange Theory, and so she was getting the exercise piece, but for some reason the weight just wasn't moving. And so definitely check that out, because I know a lot of people get frustrated when they have a trainer or they invest in a program and they wonder, well, why isn't it working, or why am I not seeing the results? So check out what Andrea has to say. Very insightful, real talk. So bye for now. Have a great rest of your day, and blessings and healthy regards. See you next week.